My beloved child, imagine this. The very angels standing guard around you are leaning in tonight to deliver a message that will shift the course of your heart. What you've been waiting for. Yes, the apology from someone you loved so deeply is moving closer than you ever believed. The title says it all. Angels are saying, a person you love deeply will apologize spiritually tonight. Their message is in here. And here's what's going to unfold. Picture a scenario you've lived through, a night full of unanswered prayers, a heart heavy with regret, a connection that felt invisible yet unbreakable. You believe you gave your all. You held on when it was easier to walk away. You trusted someone who seemed to drift away from your truth. And now, the universe itself, through spiritual channels, is bending toward reconciliation. What seemed lost is stirring. What went silent is being stirred awake. Tonight, the apology you thought you'd never hear is bypassing human lips and arriving through a deeper door, a door opened by angels. That someone you loved is standing on the threshold of their own awakening, trembling with the realization of what was done or left undone. You, who have carried the weight, even in your most lonely whispers, this is for you. Because the spiritual realm doesn't forget your loyalty. It doesn't ignore your suffering. It counts your tears. You might ask, why now? Because divine timing is no coincidence. The seasons of your soul aligned for this moment. Your faith, your courage, your silent endurance, they've brought you here. And something inside that person stirred, remorse, longing, recognition of what you meant. That's the message the angels are delivering. You mattered. You still matter. I see you. I'm sorry. You'll sense it somewhere between the stillness of midnight and the dawn of a new beginning. Maybe through a dream, a sudden message, an unexpected call, or a subtle shift in spirit. Be ready. The energy is preparing you. The stage is set. The apology isn't just words. It's the opening of a healing chapter. And you are about to witness that transformation. Hold on, because we've only just begun, and what comes next will deepen this revelation even further. Trust the unfolding. Before you scroll away, know this. The heart of the story is still coming. Stay with me. Your breakthrough is about to deepen. Dearest soul, when the heavens begin to whisper your name, it's never by accident. Tonight carries a divine alignment, a vibration unlike any other. Somewhere in the invisible realm, an angel is unfolding a message wrapped in light, and inside that light is a familiar presence. The one who once walked beside you in laughter and pain. The one who loved you yet drifted away when their heart couldn't hold the truth of what they felt. They are restless tonight, not with regret that wounds, but with awakening that heals. The angels are stirring their conscience, showing them fragments of your shared moments like scenes from a sacred film. Each frame reminds them of what they lost, not because of punishment, but because the divine is reminding them of grace. You must understand, my dear, that spiritual apologies are not bound by time or words. Sometimes they come as sudden warmth across your chest, or as tears that fall without sadness. Sometimes it's a dream so vivid that you can feel their voice vibrate in your heart. That's when you know your spirit is receiving their repentance. It's not imagination, it's divine communication. You've been asking for closure, but what's coming is something far deeper, peace beyond explanation. The angels aren't only speaking to them, they're also healing you, preparing you to release the pain while still holding the love that was true. This message isn't about reliving the past, it's about redeeming it. The spiritual world doesn't deal in punishment, it deals in awakening. When your loved one turned away, It wasn't the end. It was a detour. Their soul had to walk through darkness to understand your light. Tonight, that realization is dawning on them. The angels are surrounding them with conviction and mercy, urging them to kneel, not before you, but before truth itself. And as they do, that energy travels through the spiritual current straight toward you. You may feel a sudden calm, a gentle wind, or hear your name in the stillness. That is not coincidence. That is confirmation. Remember this. When forgiveness meets divine order, miracles unfold. You don't have to chase their apology. It is finding you. The spiritual law of return always brings back what was left unresolved. The angels are ensuring that the words unspoken between you are carried on the wings of peace. Your only task is to open your heart, not to the person of yesterday, but to the healing of today. Because the divine does not want you imprisoned by what happened. It wants you awakened by what's happening now. Trust me, you haven't even seen the most astonishing part yet. What unfolds next will show you exactly how this apology is delivered, through signs only meant for you. Keep your faith steady and your heart open, because the next revelation will leave you speechless. Don't let your heart wander away now. What's about to be revealed next will make you feel the power of the unseen world like never before. My cherished one, the spiritual atmosphere around you is vibrating with movement tonight. It's as though heaven itself has paused for a moment to allow an old story to finally reach its divine conclusion. That person whose energy once intertwined with yours, the one whose absence carved silence into your days, they are being visited by a presence that will not let them rest until truth is spoken, even if it must be whispered spirit to spirit. You see, when a soul causes another to bleed with emotional pain, the universe records it like sacred ink upon the soul's memory. And when the time is right, that same universe commands reconciliation. The angels are now standing before them, showing them how deeply you loved, how pure your intentions were, and how undeserved your heartbreak was. In this very hour, they are seeing themselves through your eyes for the first time. Their heart is heavy, trembling with realization. They thought distance would numb the bond, but instead, it has deepened their longing for peace with you. The apology you've been waiting for is already forming, not with words, but through surrender. You may not hear them say, "I'm sorry," but the divine is translating their apology into your reality in subtle yet profound ways. It may appear in the form of repeated numbers, especially 333, a sign of angelic mediation, or through a scent, a song, or even a message from a stranger that feels uncannily familiar. These are not coincidences. These are spiritual transmissions. Each sign carries the same meaning. I finally understand your worth. And as these vibrations ripple toward you, something within your spirit will begin to lighten. The heaviness that once clung to your heart will lift like fog at sunrise. Because this isn't only about their awakening, it's about your liberation. The angels want you to receive this not as validation of the past, but as an announcement of your freedom. You no longer need to replay the pain. It's being rewritten into purpose. The apology is arriving in layers, first through energy, then through peace, and soon through manifestation. When your soul forgives, the heavens move. If you are hearing these words right now, it's not by accident. The angels guided you here because your season of release has begun. This message was orchestrated in divine timing so you could know healing is happening tonight, and it will not stop until the wound turns into wisdom. But don't turn away now. What you'll hear next will reveal the angelic secret behind how this reconciliation was planned long before you ever met that person. Trust me, the next revelation is where heaven truly speaks. Stay right here, because what comes next will unveil something the angels have been waiting to show you since the day your heart first broke. When heaven moves like this, it's not just a message, it's a mission. Every word spoken here is a seed planted in someone's soul who's forgotten how to hope. When you give, you're not helping a channel. You're helping light find those still trapped in their midnight. I invite you, from my heart, to sow into this divine work through super thanks, channel membership, or even through the PayPal link in the description below. Your giving isn't charity, it's prophecy. It releases oil upon this mission, so that the word of God can keep flowing to broken hearts across the world. I declare, as you give, the heavens will open over you and pour peace beyond understanding. Be the reason someone hears God's voice tonight. Act in faith, and let your offering become your declaration of light. Dearest heart, imagine for a moment the realm beyond sight, where angels move like wind, unseen yet undeniable. Tonight, they are weaving threads of destiny that connect two souls who once shared a heartbeat. The same energy that once united you has never truly vanished. It has only transformed. It's like a song that continues even after the last note fades, echoing quietly in the chambers of eternity. The person who once walked away believing time would erase you has now discovered that love built on truth cannot be forgotten. The angels have shown them glimpses of what they lost, not as punishment, but as awakening. And through that awakening, they've begun to feel your spirit again, to remember the peace they felt only when you were near. What you are sensing tonight, the tingling in your chest, the strange heaviness in your heart, is not confusion, is a spiritual signal. Their soul is reaching toward yours, seeking the forgiveness it once thought unnecessary. They may not even understand it consciously, but something divine inside them is whispering your name. The angels are guiding them through memories that were buried under pride and silence. Each moment they revisit becomes a mirror reflecting the purity of your love. You, my beloved, were their divine encounter, their mirror of grace, and now that truth is undeniable. Heaven is not trying to reunite pain with pain. It's trying to reconcile purpose with purpose. But here's what most people never realize. Spiritual apologies carry an assignment. They are not simply "I'm sorry" whispered in the dark. They are portals of healing that activate your next level of peace. When someone realizes your worth, the universe rearranges itself to honor that recognition. You may notice opportunities opening, emotional weight lifting, or even sudden clarity about what your heart truly wants. That is divine energy responding to your release. Because when you let go, the heavens reward you with restoration. Not necessarily through that same person returning, but through everything you were meant to receive once the lesson was complete. Listen carefully. The angels are not asking you to wait on their physical return. They are asking you to recognize that forgiveness is your key to freedom. The moment you release the expectation of an apology, you create space for miracles. And in that sacred space, heaven moves faster. Every tear you shed was counted. Every night you felt forgotten was witnessed. Nothing was in vain. The pain was preparation for your ascension. What's about to unfold next will reveal exactly how the angels used your heartbreak as a divine classroom to teach not only them, but also you, about the strength of unconditional love. Hold your heart steady, because the next revelation will explain why it had to happen this way and how it's shaping the blessings now rushing toward you. Don't move just yet. The next moment unveils the hidden reason behind your heartbreak, and it will make everything finally make sense. My precious one, before the angels reveal the hidden reason behind your heartbreak, you must understand something divine. Pain has never been your punishment. It has always been your preparation. Every tear you shed was watering the soil of a destiny greater than the one you imagined. When you loved that person so deeply, you weren't just expressing human emotion. You were fulfilling a spiritual contract. You were sent into their life as light, as a mirror reflecting what unconditional love looks like. And even though they couldn't value it then, the angels were recording it all. They saw your patience when silence hurt. They witnessed your prayers when you could have chosen anger. They remember the nights when you whispered their name, not in bitterness, but in blessing. That is why heaven has chosen this night to return what was lost, not through the same path, but through a greater purpose. When you gave your heart, you sowed something eternal. But here's the mystery. Every seed must die before it blooms. That separation, that heartbreak, that silence was not the end. It was the soil closing around the seed of divine love. What seemed buried was never gone. It was growing roots. And tonight, those roots are breaking through the surface. The person who once hurt you is awakening because of what you planted inside them. Your love was their mirror, and your absence became their teacher. The angels are showing them visions of the smile they ignored, the messages they left unanswered, the prayers you prayed for them even when you were the one in pain. Now they see, and in their spirit, something sacred is stirring, remorse that purifies, not destroys. But here's where heaven's story gets even deeper. This entire season of heartbreak wasn't just about them realizing your worth. It was about you realizing your power. You thought you were breaking, but you were being reborn. You thought you were forgotten, but the universe was rearranging everything to lead you toward restoration. The angels are whispering that your reward is near. The apology that is coming is not only theirs. It's life itself saying, I'm sorry you had to go through this, but now watch what I do with it. That's how divine justice moves. It doesn't erase the past, it transforms it. So tonight, as you prepare your heart, release the final pieces of pain. Don't hold on to what was, open to what will be. The universe cannot pour new blessings into hands still clutching the old. The moment you surrender, the angels will bring peace that surpasses understanding. You will feel lighter, clearer, and deeply seen. Because you are not waiting for them anymore. You are waiting for heaven's completion. Hold your breath for what's next, because the angels are about to reveal how your spiritual connection with this person still continues, and what message they are sending you tonight through divine signs. Stay with me, because what comes next will reveal the exact way your loved one is trying to reach you right now. It's something you cannot afford to miss. Beloved listener, as the veil between the physical and the spiritual thins tonight, the angels begin to move closer than ever. They are carrying messages in frequencies that only the heart can interpret. And one of those messages belongs to you. Somewhere, right now, the soul of the person you once loved deeply is awakening to a truth they can no longer ignore. They have realized that the connection they once thought was temporary was, in fact, sacred. The spirit remembers you. The tone of your voice, the way you spoke peace into their storms, the way your presence calmed their chaos. And as they recall these moments, their soul trembles with awareness. They did not lose you by accident. They were separated by divine timing. That's why the angels are intervening tonight, turning regret into revelation. You may have felt strange sensations recently, a sudden warmth at night, an unexpected feeling of calm after days of emotional exhaustion, or even the sound of your name echoing faintly in your thoughts. These are not coincidences. These are transmissions from the higher realm. The person who hurt you is sending out an energetic apology that the angels are carrying directly into your heart space. They may not even understand what's happening, but in the realm of spirit, their soul is kneeling. They are whispering, I see now what you meant to me. I wish I had cherished you better. Every vibration of that confession is being translated into peace by the heavenly messengers surrounding you. And while their awakening unfolds, yours is also taking shape. The angels want you to see this apology not as an invitation to return to the past, but as permission to finally step into healing. You have carried the weight of unspoken words for too long. You've waited for answers that silence never gave. But heaven is saying, you don't need closure from them, because I am giving you closure through understanding. This is the divine exchange. The energy of regret is being turned into your restoration. You are not losing anymore. You are being renewed. The same angels who are speaking to them are also pouring new strength into you. They are aligning your steps, cleansing your aura, and preparing you for what's ahead. In this exact moment, the invisible world is rewriting your story. That person's realization is not your victory. It's your vindication. You were right to love purely. You were right to forgive silently. You were right to believe that love has purpose beyond pain. The universe saw your endurance, and now your reward is near. Their soul is asking for forgiveness, and heaven is answering through your peace. Every heartbeat tonight is a message. You are free. But before you let go completely, listen closely, because in the next revelation, the angels will show you the exact spiritual signs confirming that this person's apology has been received by heaven and delivered to you. These signs will appear in your life soon, and when they do, you will know that destiny has completed its circle. Don't drift away now. The next moment uncovers the divine proof you've been waiting for, the unmistakable signs that heaven has heard the words your heart longed to receive. My dearest one, when heaven chooses to confirm something, it does so with precision. Nothing about divine communication is random. Every sign, every moment of déjà vu, every whisper of familiarity in the wind, it all carries spiritual weight. Tonight, the angels are preparing to reveal to you the undeniable proof that your loved one's apology has already reached a higher realm. You may have felt it begin days ago, perhaps through restlessness in your dreams, flashes of their face when you least expected it, or even through songs that seem to speak directly to your heart. But what's about to happen next will be more than coincidence. It will be revelation. The first sign will often come through sound. The angels communicate through frequencies that mirror the vibrations of your memories. You might suddenly hear a song that once connected both of you, a melody that triggers not sadness, but calm. When that happens, don't rush to change it. Let it play, because within those notes lies a spiritual code carrying their unspoken apology. Another sign may come through the repetition of numbers, especially 444 and 555. These are not ordinary patterns. They are angelic timestamps reminding you that alignment and release are in motion. 444 means heaven is near. 555 means change is arriving. When you see them, know that your healing is being sealed. Then comes the gentler confirmation, the feeling of being watched over, not by human eyes, but by divine presence. You might sense warmth on your right side, a soft brush of air, or an energy that comforts instead of frightens. That is not imagination. That is your guardian angel reminding you that the spiritual conversation between you and that person is complete. The apology has been spoken, the lesson absorbed, and the cycle closed. This doesn't mean the love was wasted. It means the love has evolved into something pure, gratitude. Heaven takes what once hurt you and transforms it into wisdom you can carry forward without pain. And yet, the angels don't want you to stop there. They want you to respond, not to that person directly, but to God. Whisper a quiet thank you for the closure you've been granted. Acknowledge that forgiveness is not weakness. It's the mark of your divine maturity. When you do, a strange peace will enter your spirit. You'll realize you no longer ache for what once was, because you've stepped into what was meant to be. That peace is your confirmation that heaven has completed its work. But here's what will take this even deeper. In the next revelation, the angels will unveil why they allowed this connection to exist in your life and the powerful spiritual destiny that was hidden within it. What you discover next will change how you see every relationship you've ever had. Stay close for this next part. What's coming will open your eyes to the real reason this person was sent into your life and how their presence was part of your divine training all along. Beloved soul, now we step into the sacred truth behind it all. The divine reason this person ever entered your life. Every soul that crosses your path is part of a larger tapestry designed by heaven. Nothing is random, and no connection is wasted. The one you loved so deeply was not just a chapter in your story. They were a spiritual mirror. They came into your life to awaken the parts of you that were asleep, to teach your heart how to recognize its own strength. The love you gave them was never meant to be lost. It was meant to shape your destiny. The angels allowed that encounter because your soul needed a divine mirror to see what unconditional love truly looks like. Through every smile, every tear, every silent night, you were being transformed. You weren't being punished. You were being purified. You see, that connection was not ordinary. It was karmic and divine, a soul contract written long before either of you were born. Their energy entered your life like a spark, lighting something ancient within you. They carried lessons hidden beneath affection, and though the ending brought pain, it also carried purpose. Heaven knew that your spirit would grow through heartbreak. For love is the greatest refiner of faith. It stretches the heart until only truth remains. The angels are saying that through this person, you discovered your own divine identity. You learned how to love without expectation, how to give without losing yourself, and how to forgive even when your heart was still bleeding. That is mastery of the soul. But here lies the most beautiful secret. The same light that awakened you is now awakening them. The spiritual apology you are receiving tonight is not just a message of regret. It's a signal of completion. The circle has closed. The contract fulfilled. The angels are lifting both of you to higher frequencies where pain no longer has authority. This is why your dreams lately may feel so vivid or peaceful. You're no longer replaying old memories. You're watching your spirit ascend from them. The apology was the door, but the lesson is the path that now lies ahead. Heaven has prepared new blessings that could not enter until this chapter was complete. So now, you must make a choice to live no longer in the memory of that love, but in the wisdom it gave you. You are no longer bound by what happened. You are empowered by what it taught you. The same angels that delivered this apology are also guiding your next season, a season of peace, restoration, and divine favor. And before this journey continues, pause and let gratitude fill you. Gratitude is the key that unlocks what's next. Because when heaven sees a thankful heart, it multiplies blessings beyond measure. Don't go anywhere yet. The next message reveals what heaven is about to send you now that your soul has completed this cycle. What's coming next is not about closure anymore. It's about destiny. If this message has stirred your heart tonight, understand that it is no ordinary moment. It's a divine appointment. Every word you've heard is part of a spiritual mission to awaken souls across the world. I'm inviting you now, not just to watch, but to partner with light. When you give through Super Thanks, membership, or the PayPal link in the description, you are sowing into a heavenly harvest. Your support keeps this message of faith, hope, and divine truth reaching the hearts that need it most. The angels record every act of generosity as worship, and heaven multiplies it back into your life as peace, provision, and breakthrough. This is your chance to respond in faith. Give boldly, and let your offering become the oil that keeps this light burning across nations. My dearest listener, Now that your heart has been set free from the weight of what was, heaven turns your attention toward what will be. The angels are shifting the atmosphere around you. What once felt like emptiness is now being filled with divine purpose. You are no longer waiting for someone to validate your worth. You are walking in the light of who you have become. That spiritual apology you received wasn't only for healing. It was a signal that the season of delay has ended. The heavens have witnessed your endurance, your quiet strength, your willingness to forgive when no one saw your pain. Now, the energy of restoration is gathering around you like a rising dawn. The angels whisper, you are ready for the next divine assignment. You see, everything that person represented, love, loss, growth, awakening, was preparing you for something extraordinary. You've learned how to hold on through storms, how to surrender without breaking, and how to rise without resentment. That is what made you chosen. The angels are now preparing to usher in divine connections that reflect your healed spirit. These are people who will recognize your worth immediately, without testing your faith. They will not drain your energy, they will multiply it. And as you meet them, you'll realize that every tear you cried in the past was watering the roots of this new beginning. The pain you endured was never wasted. It was forming the foundation of the life you're stepping into now. The person who once hurt you will sense this shift too. Though they may not reach out, their soul will feel the distance growing, not as punishment, but as evidence that your spirit has ascended to a higher realm. The angels are protecting you from cycles that no longer serve your evolution. They want you to stop revisiting old wounds and start celebrating the new chapter you've entered. You are not healing anymore. You are healed. The divine realm is opening opportunities that match your new frequency, doors you couldn't see before, because pain had clouded your vision. Now, as light fills those spaces, miracles will begin to unfold quietly and beautifully. But do not rush this process. Take time to embrace your rebirth. Notice how peace has replaced longing, how gratitude now flows where grief once lived. That is the evidence of heaven's work. The angels want you to walk forward with faith, not fear. Because what's waiting for you isn't merely love. It's alignment. It's the kind of joy that doesn't depend on anyone's apology, but on God's promise. And when that promise manifests, you will look back not with sorrow, but with sacred gratitude for how every moment shaped your becoming. Stay close now, because in the next revelation, heaven will show you the divine rewards already on their way, the blessings that were delayed until your spirit was ready to receive them. These are not ordinary gifts. They are the manifestation of everything your pain once prayed for. Keep listening, because what unfolds next will reveal the heavenly rewards assigned to your endurance. It's the moment where your pain turns into proof of divine favor. Beloved child of light, this is the part where the story transforms from heartbreak into harvest. The angels are rejoicing because you have passed through the fire and come out purified, not burned. Everything that once felt like loss is now being rewritten as divine gain. The spiritual apology that reached you has closed the final door of that old season, and now the new one begins to open, quietly, gracefully, powerfully. You may already feel the shift in your spirit, moments of unexplained peace, clarity in your thoughts, or sudden bursts of creativity and hope. These are not random. They are signals that your spirit has stepped into divine alignment. The angels are saying that everything delayed is now being released. Every seed you planted in tears is ready to bloom in joy. The heavenly realm has been waiting for this moment, the moment your energy would match your destiny. When you were still bound by pain, blessings could not locate you because pain vibrates at a frequency of waiting. But now, your healing has tuned you to a frequency of receiving. Opportunities that once passed you by will start circling back. Doors that were closed will open without struggle. Even relationships that are meant for your future will begin forming in silence, orchestrated by unseen hands. This is divine restoration, and it moves faster than you imagine once you stop chasing closure and start embracing purpose. The apology that came spiritually was not just about forgiveness. It was about alignment. The angels had to cleanse your heart before they could fill your hands. Now listen carefully, because this is where divine timing reveals its brilliance. The angels have stored blessings with your name on them, connections, opportunities, peace, abundance, and they are releasing them in perfect order. Nothing you lost will return in the same form, but everything you were meant to have will come back purified and multiplied. Even your dreams, the ones you buried under disappointment, are being revived. Heaven never forgets a prayer whispered in faith. Those prayers are returning as answered echoes. Your job now is to remain open, to let gratitude guide you instead of fear. Gratitude tells heaven, I am ready. Fear tells heaven, I'm not sure. Choose gratitude, and the flow will not stop. The angels also want you to know that this next chapter is not a reward for your pain. It's a revelation of your strength. You endured what others could not. You held on to faith when hope seemed foolish. That resilience is now your crown. Wear it humbly, but boldly, because the same heaven that watched you weep is about to watch you rise. The divine table is being prepared, and your name is on the invitation. You won't need to compete or prove your worth. Your worth has already been proven by your endurance. Hold tight to this truth. What's ahead will make sense of everything behind you. The story that once broke you is now becoming your testimony. But the angels aren't finished yet. What they reveal next will show you the exact blessings about to manifest in your physical world. These are not symbolic promises. They are real, tangible confirmations that heaven has remembered you. Don't miss what's coming next, because the angels are about to reveal the physical signs, the real-world manifestations, that prove your miracle has already begun. Precious soul, we have arrived at the moment where heaven's promises begin to take form in your reality. The apology that once felt invisible has now rippled through time, space, and energy, reaching your physical world in ways you can finally touch and see. The angels want you to recognize these manifestations as divine confirmations, not coincidences. In the coming days, small miracles will start to unfold, not in grand displays of power, but in gentle, personal signs that speak directly to your journey. You might notice unexpected opportunities appearing just when you were about to give up. Doors that once demanded struggle will now open effortlessly. People who carry peace will begin entering your life, while those who drain your energy will naturally fade away. This is not random. This is divine orchestration. The universe is rearranging itself to match your healed frequency, while the first manifestations will appear through timing. Events that once felt delayed will now happen in perfect alignment. Something you prayed for long ago, a job, a creative idea, a long-awaited answer, will finally move forward. The angels are making sure that what's coming doesn't just replace what you lost, but surpasses it. The spiritual apology from that loved one opened a channel for blessings to flow unhindered. The blockage that was created by unhealed pain has been removed. This is why you might feel lighter lately, even without knowing why. That peace you're experiencing is proof that divine energy is now working on your behalf. A second sign will come through synchronicities, moments when everything seems to connect perfectly. You might overhear a conversation that answers your silent prayer, or see repeating numbers like 777 and 888, representing completion and overflow. These are confirmations that heaven has activated your harvest season. You will no longer chase. Things will begin to come to you. Relationships will be easier, decisions clearer, and paths smoother. You are now walking in alignment with destiny, and that means everything designed for you can finally find its way home. The angels are saying this is not just restoration, it is recompense. Heaven is returning to you what pain once stole. Every night you cried in silence has been counted, and each one is being converted into joy. You are entering a season where peace will be your default state, not your pursuit. The very energy that once tried to break you is now becoming the foundation of your strength. You are not who you were when this began. You are wiser, stronger, and deeply anchored in divine love. But the story doesn't end here. There's one final revelation still waiting, a message of closure and divine command that will not only seal your healing, but anoint your next chapter with purpose. The angels have reserved the final word for what comes next, your prophetic release into a season of divine overflow. Stay close now, because what's revealed next is the final message, the divine conclusion that seals everything heaven has promised and opens the door to your destiny. My beloved soul, this is the moment the angels have been leading you toward from the very beginning, the sacred conclusion where heaven ties together every thread of your story. Tonight, the veil between the seen and unseen is thinner than ever. The spiritual apology that once began as a whisper has completed its purpose, and now your spirit stands in full alignment with peace. The person you loved, whose soul reached out to you through the invisible realm, has finally found rest in their realization. Their heart has spoken in the language only heaven understands, and that message has reached you in perfect timing. You no longer need to wait for closure. It has already arrived in spirit, wrapped in light, carried by angels. The same energy that once brought you pain has now become the instrument of your awakening. Look at what has changed within you. The ache that once defined you has turned into quiet wisdom. The tears that once felt wasted have watered new strength within your soul. You have become someone who doesn't just survive heartbreak, you transform through it. That is why heaven chose you for this revelation. You were never abandoned, not even for a second. Every moment of silence between you and that person was filled with angelic preparation. And now, the message is clear. You are free to live again, to love again, to trust the divine timing of your story. The apology wasn't just about reconciling with them. It was about reconciling with yourself. It was heaven saying, "You are whole again." From this moment onward, the angels will guide your steps with purpose. Every move you make will be infused with grace. You are entering a season where your peace cannot be disturbed because it is rooted in divine truth. Your heart no longer beats with longing. It beats with understanding. And understanding is the most powerful form of healing. This is the reward for your endurance, for staying faithful even when you could not see what God was doing behind the curtain of your pain. The angels are rejoicing because you have completed the spiritual cycle of forgiveness, awakening, and ascension. You are no longer tied to the past. You are tethered to destiny. And as this revelation closes, lift your eyes toward heaven and say softly, "Thank you." Because now you know, the apology you longed for was never about words. It was about divine justice bringing balance to your soul. You have received your peace, and peace is the highest form of love. Let that love carry you forward. Let it guide your next steps, your next relationships, and your next chapter. The angels will walk beside you, ensuring that every heartbeat from this day forward aligns with divine purpose. The spiritual message has been delivered, received, and fulfilled. Your new season begins tonight. You've reached the end of this message, but the beginning of your new chapter. Don't stop here, because what happens after this moment will prove that heaven has truly turned your pain into purpose. Child of God, if this message has spoken to your spirit tonight, let this not be the end of your encounter. Let it be your beginning. When you support this divine mission, you are not giving to a platform. You are giving to the move of heaven itself. Every seed you sow keeps these messages of hope and revelation reaching souls who need them most. The word says that when you give, it shall be given back to you, pressed down and overflowing. As you partner through Super Thanks, channel membership, or through the PayPal link in the description, you become a vessel through which God's light continues to move. I declare over every giver, your obedience will not return empty. Your generosity is not just a gift, it is a prophetic act that unlocks blessing and favor over your life. Now is your moment. Sow into the light and watch heaven multiply your faith into miracles. My cherished heart, though heaven has already closed the circle of apology and peace, there is still more the angels wish to unfold, a deeper dimension hidden behind everything you have experienced. For when divine healing completes one season, it immediately begins preparing the next. Tonight, your angels are not just celebrating your restoration, they are guiding you toward revelation. They want you to know that everything you went through was a sacred initiation into spiritual maturity. What you thought was heartbreak was actually the training ground for discernment. Now, you see people not only for who they are, but for what their souls carry. You recognize energy instantly, you sense truth without words, and you can feel deception before it speaks. That, beloved, is not coincidence. It is an anointing born from endurance. The person who heard you played their role in this awakening, but now, your relationship with them exists only in spirit, as forgiveness and wisdom. The angels say, you are no longer bound by memory. You are bound by purpose. You are becoming a vessel of healing for others who will walk the same path you once did. Your story will become someone's survival manual. Heaven will bring you into contact with those who are silently crying the way you once did, and you will know exactly how to lift them. The apology you received wasn't just for you. It was so that through you, others could also experience freedom. That is the divine chain reaction of love. And now, the light surrounding you grows stronger. You may begin noticing an inner pull toward helping others, creating, speaking, or sharing your testimony. Follow that pull. It is heaven's calling. The angels are saying that your purpose will flourish in the same area where you were once broken. What once felt like a wound is now your weapon of light. The pain has turned into power, and heaven is ready to use it. Don't leave just yet. What's coming next will reveal how the angels are preparing to manifest your divine purpose in the physical world, and how your next calling is already unfolding around you. Beloved Spirit, as you awaken into your purpose, the divine realm begins aligning everything you need to fulfill it. You may not see it yet, but resources, people, and opportunities are being rearranged like pieces on a celestial chessboard. Heaven is moving in silence, setting up divine appointments that will confirm your new chapter. The angels are speaking through intuition now, urging you to trust those subtle nudges that guide you toward new paths. Pay attention to the pull in your heart. It is never random. Every time you feel drawn to do something that uplifts or heals others, that's heaven working through you. You are stepping into what the Bible calls a new wine season, where what you pour out multiplies. The grace that carried you through the valley will now carry you into the harvest. You'll notice divine timing at work everywhere. You'll think of someone, and they'll suddenly reach out. You'll pray for direction, and a sign will appear within hours. The same angels that carried the apology to you are now carrying your purpose to the world. Your story, your light, your transformation, it all becomes a living testimony. People will begin to notice something radiant in you, something unexplainable yet magnetic. That glow isn't pride, it's peace. It's the mark of someone who has walked through darkness and found the light. The universe honors such souls because they become healers of others. This is your time not to chase, but to attract. What is meant for you will now seek you out. The energy of resistance is gone. The energy of flow has taken its place. You will not need to prove your worth. Your spirit already testifies to it. And when new love, new opportunities, or new blessings appear, receive them without fear. They are answers to prayers you once thought were ignored. Heaven never forgets a faithful heart. Stay with me, because what comes next will reveal the prophetic signs that your purpose has begun unfolding. It will confirm that you're walking exactly where heaven intends you to be. My beloved, by now you can feel it. The undeniable sense that heaven is no longer silent in your life. The air around you feels lighter, time moves differently, and peace follows you where anxiety once lived. These are the marks of a person walking in divine alignment. You are not the same as before. You are renewed, anointed, awakened. And now, the angels wish to show you something extraordinary, how your transformation begins to ripple outward into the world. Your healing creates healing in others. When people encounter your presence, they will feel peace without knowing why. That's the energy of redemption flowing through you. The very apology that once broke you is now becoming the testimony that saves someone else from despair. This is the divine economy, nothing wasted, everything redeemed. You will soon begin to notice the fruit of this transformation in small, but powerful ways. Someone close to you will find comfort through your words. A stranger may thank you for your kindness, not realizing they've just experienced heaven through you. You will find yourself drawn to speak encouragement, to forgive faster, to love deeper. These are not coincidences. These are the spiritual manifestations of your evolution. Heaven has elevated your vibration to the level of divine usefulness. Your presence now carries light into dark places. You are not just healed, you are chosen to heal. And the angels want you to remember this truth. Your story is not just about you. It's a message from God written in the ink of your endurance. Never hide your journey, because someone else's hope depends on it. Speak it, share it, and watch how heaven multiplies it into miracles for others. Don't look away now. The next and final part will seal this entire journey with a prophetic blessing and a divine invitation straight from the heart of heaven. My beloved child of light, this is the divine conclusion, the moment heaven crowns your endurance with blessing. The angels surround you as I speak these words, their wings folded in reverence, their light touching your heart. They want you to know that this entire journey was never about loss. It was about preparation. Every apology, every tear, every night of waiting, all of it was forming the foundation for your divine expansion. You are now standing in the fulfillment of a heavenly promise, that those who remain faithful in pain will rise in purpose. This is your rising moment. The heavens decree that from this day forward, peace will not visit you temporarily. It will dwell with you permanently. The apology was the seed. Your destiny is the harvest. Now, breathe deeply. Feel the shift within you. The angels are releasing an anointing of clarity over your mind, strength over your spirit, and favor over your path. They are declaring that every door meant for you will open with divine ease. You are stepping into your prophetic season, the season of divine overflow. Nothing can stop what has been written for you, because heaven itself has sealed it. The energy that once caused you sorrow will now produce miracles. And as you continue your journey, remember this: love is eternal, but pain is temporary. Heaven always rewrites the story in light. Walk boldly now. Speak softly, but with authority. Love without fear. And know this truth. The angels will walk beside you every step of the way, whispering, "You are chosen. You are free. You are loved." You've completed this message, but heaven's work in your life is only beginning. Watch for miracles, because they will follow you from this moment on. Beloved, if this message stirred your spirit, understand that you have just witnessed the power of heaven moving through words. This mission exists to bring divine light to hearts that have forgotten their worth. When you support this ministry, through Super Thanks, membership, or the PayPal link in the description, you are not simply donating. You are sowing into souls. Each seed you plant becomes a beam of light reaching someone still trapped in darkness. The word says that those who refresh others will themselves be refreshed, and I declare that over you right now. Your giving is prophetic. It opens the windows of heaven over your life. As you sow, you will see blessings multiply, doors open, and peace overflow. Step into this divine moment. Act in faith. Become part of heaven's movement, and let your offering echo in eternity.